Sometimes it pays to be a little grumpy. It pays to be impatient with people. It is sometimes it's smart to not be very nice, especially when people are in a situation where they are deciding to give you money. I'll explain. Like I have the persona of kind of a nice guy, a kind guy. And I spend most of my life trying to be kind to people, trying to like lead with my heart, trying to lead with value, trying to be understanding, trying to be compassionate and empathetic, and to be just generally a positive person. And like that's my natural disposition. But I also know that if you are too nice, you are somebody who becomes very easy to walk all over, somebody who becomes very easy to string along, somebody who becomes very easy to take advantage of. And, I've had my fair share of that too. I'm thinking about this because recently I was negotiating a couple different contracts. And in both cases, there was a point in the conversation where we had talked about what the deal was, what the agreement was. And I got to a point where I needed it to move forward or I needed to stop having the conversation. And so I chose in both conversations in different ways to basically say, listen, I don't want to string this on. I don't want to keep this going forever. I want this to be something where we just make a decision and we move forward. And if you're not interested in that, if you're not ready to do that, then I'm not going to continue devoting my time to having conversations with you. And in both cases, it actually led to them doing exactly what I'm asking them to do. Now, I'm still doing this in a way that's kind and respectful, and I'm not like being a bully and forcing them into something. I'm just saying like, hey, if you want to do business with me, if you want to work with me, if you want to give me money in exchange for the services that I'm able to provide, the value that I'm able to provide, what I need you to do is make a decision now and not keep this conversation going on forever. We need to move forward. We need to make a decision. We need to come to an agreement. We need to put it all in writing, and we need to keep going from here. And like it used to be a conversation that was hard for me to have, to be able to just like draw a line in the sand, right? I feel like I come, like my natural disposition, my disposition growing up into adulthood was one where, I would let people, I was kind of meek. I would let people walk all over me. I would let people tell me how I had to live my life, what I needed to do. And I think that a lot of people, when they get into like selling their expert services or being a consultant or being a copywriter or doing a client business, like they have this service attitude. And having a service attitude and making sure that you're delivering a high quality service is a great thing. But being like completely at the beck and call of your of somebody who is able to write you a check, that becomes dangerous. It becomes something where you can easily end up in a situation where you're just being taken advantage of, where you're not being respected, where your time is being wasted, where somebody can lead you on forever before they even agree to give you money, and then they change their mind and never give you money, and you don't get those moments of your life back. You don't get that time back. And I know that the most successful people that I know who make a living out of selling their expertise, out of selling their services, out of selling their, I don't want to say time, because I never think about it in terms of time. Like I never position what I sell in terms of the time that I offer. Well, with a few rare exceptions, as in like copy review, right? You're buying time at that point. But in these situations where it's like, we're having a negotiation about what I'm going to do and what the investment is from both sides, there gets to be a point where I know that they could just go on forever, and I could continue offering time out of a desire to be nice, out of a desire to be kind, out of a desire to be courteous. And I could keep offering time and offering time and offering time. And the problem with that is, like, the more time that I offer, the less valuable it feels. Whereas if I say, hey, let's make a decision to move forward. Here are the terms. Do we agree to the terms? Sure, we agree to the terms. All right, let's, get it in writing. Let's move forward. That makes sure that they know that I respect their time, and it makes sure that they know that they need to respect my time. And like, it can feel, the first few times it comes out, it can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're like I was, where that's not quite your disposition. But the more that you do it, the more you realize that it actually, like, it levels things up immediately, and it's incredibly powerful as a conversational tool. So just like one little tip. I was on one of these calls, very like in the last few hours, and I was on this call, and I started the call by saying, because this was actually the second call about the deal. I started the call by saying, is everyone on this call that needs to be on this call to make a decision before the end of the call if we decide to move forward? And it's a really simple way to start a call if there are more than one decision maker involved. Really simple, really straightforward. But I had the sense that if I didn't say that, and if I didn't establish that, there could be somebody that showed up that had something else to say. And if they were not part of that agreement, that they could up in the whole thing, and my time would have been wasted. And so I would much rather establish at the beginning of the call, like, hey, like this isn't some technique or tactic or, closing trick. Like, this is just me saying, hey, I want to be able to make a decision by the end of this call, whether I'm moving forward on this or not. Is everybody here that if I make that decision, can we make a decision to go forward? And they said yes. And then like 20, 30 minutes later, we had a decision to go forward, and it's going to lead to them giving me money. And like, that attitude, it's a really simple attitude, and it's a really simple like shift of disposition to just accept the fact that, yeah, you need to be able to set limits. You need to be able to establish boundaries. And like, it's a healthy skill in all of life, but it's especially healthy in business, where you're often getting on the phone with people before they make an agreement. And like, that process needs to be defined for you, and there needs to be boundaries, and there needs to be limits. And if you're not able to set them, you're actually, in a way, you're doing them a disservice, because, they do not benefit from you just vacillating and being too nice and so on. Like, they won't benefit from your services either. I don't know. What do you think? Like, this absolutely works for me. Does it work for you? Leave a comment below. Let me know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable do you find this as a tip, and why? Like, have you done this before? Have you struggled with doing this? Just let me know in the comments below. Also, click that like button before you go, so you get more content like this delivered to you, and so the magical algorithms of the internet know to share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with folks directly if you know somebody in your life who would benefit from this. And subscribe here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com, sign up for my daily emails Monday through Friday. Get these videos plus more exclusive benefits for email subscribers. My name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I always aim for that 10 out of 10 value. I hope that you found it here. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon.